Hi there. If you are listening to me, that means that I get the privilege to share with you how I came to meet Jesus and really understand who he is and what he can mean to my life. Let me first share about how there was a time when I was younger and I thought that I wanted to share a testimony, and because I'd grown up in a Christian home, and so I thought, okay, I'll write my testimony. I wrote it on a piece of paper, and it sort of started like this. My name is Catherine, and then it said my address and my phone number, the number of siblings I had, and it kind of went on like that. I think I've got a better idea of how a testimony can work now. So let me share about, just that I've grown up in a Christian home, so I always kind of knew God. I understood that God created the world. I understood that sin came into the world when us as humans sinned. And I understood that Jesus came and he died on the cross for us. So I got all of that, and he wants a relationship with us. I got it, but I didn't quite get it. And until it was many years later, and I was probably about 14, and it was at a youth group camp out in Woodend, and that was the moment when I really understood, really got that God loved us. We were, it was just in a worship time, and we were standing there, and I know I just had my arms up and I was just worshiping God, and it was during a song that said, I surrender all to you. Those were the lyrics, and those were the lyrics that really got to me, and I was just like, man, I haven't really surrendered. I haven't fully surrendered to God, and that was my moment where I knew that I had to surrender fully to God. I couldn't just sort of understand and sort of live mostly a Christian life. I really had to surrender it all. And as I sort of had those thoughts and kind of processed, it was then that I felt God's presence so much. It was sort of like a hug, but not quite, because it wasn't a physical hug, but it was just an embrace of such. It was just God's presence all around, and it was just a really awesome time for me. And so since then, I guess I've always known surrendering daily, surrendering to God everything. And I think it's a bit of a subconscious thing that we do. We subconsciously just always know to give our life to God and to follow him. But then there comes the times when you really need to take it out of your subconscious and consciously choose. When times get tough, when things aren't going as smooth as possible, and those are the moments when you realize that you actually need to surrender every aspect of whatever else is going on. I think there's a scripture, Luke 9:23, which Jesus says, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow him. And I think that's what I'm sort of talking about, of just surrendering daily to God. So since then, mostly it's all good, but there are times when life gets hard, and we do have to really surrender. So I'm not someone who would normally stress a lot, but there are times that, life does not always go our way and things are tricky and there's lots going on. And in those times, we have to consciously choose to surrender our lives. There's a verse also in Peter 5 verse 7, cast your cares upon him, for he cares for you. And that's something that stands out to me a lot, because I just know that when life is hard, that's what we've got to do. We sort of got to focus on him, and man, it can make a big difference. It just, you can breathe easy and you can think clear once you've gone, God, it's yours. I can't do it. I can't do this on my own. I really need your help in this situation. And just kind of putting it all on God. I need your help, surrendering, and it makes a huge difference in our life, and we can just continue on so much easier. So, but it all really does come back to that moment at that camp when I chose, and it was just God's nudge, and I chose to surrender my life. That it was that key moment that I realized, and I got the nudge from God to surrender. And so I want to dare you, if you haven't felt that nudge but you want to, maybe you should ask God and just go, hey God, I want that nudge to just get closer to him. And then maybe one day soon I'll get to hear your story on camera as well. Thanks for listening.